What's going on there, Ormo? How you doing? Well, reality. Oh, welcome to another episode of At Disclosure. This is your host, 706, on that fabulous spot. And Wednesday now. Oh, and from the looks of it, in conclusion to what we're talking about, trying to clarify all this, because, a lot of times you tell yourself, hey man, I know people out here, I've known for a real long time, and for me to just do, freaking, but then again, after a while, you just tell yourself, hey man, for what it's worth, just before we had in the past, at least, just take the good. There's always gonna be, a balance, but depending on the type of person you are, you're always gonna make the best choice for you, and I choose, I choose the good. That's all I can say about that. If someone ever changing after that, then just let it be. Freaking, it's no threat to me, but still knowing how someone's willing to go to great lengths in order to, for whatever reason, I could, just be horrible, or like for instance, like I was saying on our last episode, title striker, biatch, plan. And originally supposed to be pronounced because of YouTube pronunciations to it. I'm trying to remember if it comes to like biotech or bio. I forgot exactly. You'd have to go on there, but the sprinkler's been activated. So yeah, but it's unfortunate. Like I was saying, in the 8th grade, 7th grade, also middle school, I had a bunch of friends, most of them natives too, mixed. It was a mixed bunch, but I would say probably the majority of were natives or mixed. But we had fun, played basketball, typical, and it's like the reservation. It's also known as the pit. I had some natives on the light reel. I'd probably say, man, if I could try to remember, probably within the last 3 years. Uh, there's two native guys. They're probably like around 30 to 40 around there. Two Indian American adults, and they were talking about leaving the reservation. That every smart native is smart enough to know better than to leave the pit. Something like that went. But I'm here thinking, well, I compare it to a bucket, full of crabs. Not just there, but in psychology. It's called crabs in a bucket psychology. It's literally when there's crabs inside a bucket, and one trying to crawl out just so the other bucket crab on the bottom reaches up and fucking grabs your ass and fucking sinks you down now. Oh, so you been freaking, our wife better. And, oh man, we found out it was that smell last time. Oh, I gotta tell you guys this. Speaking of that, saw the episode. I'm trying to remember if it's Arma diminutive. Uh, yeah, I eventually turned Arma, the cat hopping tenant here at Marbella Luxury Condominium now, oh, into a one-winged uh, dragon known as Kevlar now. Oh, where does she go? Alright, so she freaking takes a bite of me, accepting her new role as this one-winged mythical creature. And freaking bites me, and I started thinking, Buck, when I was feeding her that day, I had smelled something. I think it was her every time she would meow. It must have been this decomposing body inside this trash bin here. Oh, it's starting to smell bad, and it's raining right now too. So I just thought it was from the sprinkler. So yeah, she freaking took a bite up there after the last episode, the end of it. It bit me good at first. It's a sign that she likes you. She gnaws on you. But Hell no, she bit me twice and immediately, cut out, you know, and I, I, me having to brush her off the ledge. It's her aunt's gonna land, and just realize, hey man, you know, the things you got to do in order to get yourself. And that's the thing though, because if you pull too much, that's how that's how their bite works. That's how their teeth are designed, so that when the prey tries to escape, it's once their teeth are synced in. Once his teeth are synced in, almost teeth. The moment you detach yourself or you attempt, that's how it's gonna shred you through. And I allowed it. It has sunk in, but when I was noticing, hey man, there's pressure here. This cat's about to get freaking just. And that's the thing though with cats. It's not like you could just ground from, from underneath the arms. He'll clinch onto you, so you're better off just shooing it away or freaking. You know, this food here. Well, let's just say that's what I was sharing her with her yesterday, and I just remembered that it was left outside our restroom, so uh, it's no longer good ever. Same thing too. I left 2 drinks out here. This two right here. That's one of my sister's favorite. Sparks Your Blunts, the Natty Pack, also known as Bischoff. Yeah, freaking. Yeah, and one of the timelines during the X-Men, the animated series. It's interesting, that cartoon. It's intended for for kids, for children, and hell no, that kept me entertained. Even even now, I'd be like, damn, freaking, what it is to freaking teach uh the children, the new generation. That's how it's gonna be as you get older, despite having these powers. Freaking, you're gonna feel depowered and start feeling your mortality, Oh, so yeah, we'd go to Walmart, go to Jack in the Box before that. We're looking for something that would like prep it in front of you. And yeah, it was just out here on this side of the pillar, but I'm putting it here because I get wet on that side. I don't think it's risk. I'm not gonna risk it. So that there's supposed to be a cotton candy, some don't read this. It's supposed to be a raspberry lemonade. But yeah, this is freaking good. But just seeing it out here, even though it felt like it was sealed, and someone passed by, that's having some subconscious. Just by leaving it out here, there's a way, there's a will. Let's say will, there's a way. So I tossed it out, got me a new beverage, got me some Pepsi. Yeah, it's no biggie. And even then, even inside, not gonna confuse those waters. Keep the fresh one in here. Hell yeah. Gotta switch that out too. What a waste of water. See, yeah, but freaking that conclusion of how things came to be, man. Freaking, it's just unfortunate. You also want to take extreme ownership of the situation, but at the same time too, when others partake in the malicious scheme of just ruining one another. And the worst thing about it is prolonging it for as long as it's gone, because of the simple things. Just for the effect, just because it's already, I don't know, impregnated in their head, freaking that this how it should be. Then just, I don't understand the pleasuring date. But they're sadistic. And at one point when I was young, I can remember, but by comparison, it's almost like what came out of my mind is just the imagination at its best, as opposed to actually freaking, doing all this. Because I brag, we sit on 27th Avenue in San Miguel, which is southbound, off of 27th Avenue in Bethany, eastbound off of Garcia Liquors. They take your EBT. I remember a bunch of times, and there's walkers there. Drive through as opposed to Reddy's Corner now. Oh, speaking of that, son of Beach, on the side running a Steve Hilliger. You know, little flexion on muscles, freaking, to shake hands. You know, freaking you know, son of, yeah, son of your mother. But in the words of Dutch Master, freaking uh, Action Jackson. I don't know if you guys remember that movie. He's a blood. Oh, I forgot off the street. So it's been a minute, but yeah, man, freaking Action Jackson and Dutch Masters. Dutch brothers, freaking Dutch Masters. Yeah, I got a hold of some of the supervisors saying, you don't find it out that because of one of the attendants at Reddy's Corner is intervened in someone else's life for no apparent reason, despite me checking on his behalf a bunch of times to freaking just laid off freaking paint a visit of Reddy's Corner. You know what I'm saying? Freaking for a whole year last year, I went there just about every single day, and to eventually finding out that he had to build fields for me. One summer I go in there and I'd go there showered. I'm always at the park, always going to the mall, always on the light rail, post transportation. Freaking. There's vehicles. See this one right there. I don't know if you guys remember. The Honda Civic, right there from our last videos, back in '04. Civic four-door sedan. So yeah. I believe it is in '04 if I can remember. So yeah, for the last house, 22nd Avenue, Palmyra, and yeah, just amazed at how things came about. If it wasn't for us even in Vegas, we probably just should have stayed there. Take a quick swig of this. Take a big old chug. I remember some of my earlier episodes. Mouse Keen Made in my room. Speaking of Keen Made apparel, shout out to Tyrell Brown, Ty Beasley, my opponent down over there at 657 Scottsdale Road down. Oh, it's also I'm trying to say freaking, and I had mentioned it too in one of my videos. I want to say Nextivia. Hopefully I'm getting it right, the name, but getting wet here. Luckily these are waterproof. But yeah, man, freaking some BS, man. That just because someone can complete the military career, freaking you chose, you know, the Army, for instance, any branch and out of all armed forces, it's excuse me, it's just something that you think about, like, damn, man. Just imagine if you would have completed a 3-year contract, and if you're getting money from the reservation, if I can save that all. I'd have all that saved up. You'd get out, first time home buyer, veteran status, fucking sky's the limit, man. Fucking 3 months back camp. Fort Benning. They changed the name to it. They changed it recently. I'm trying to remember the name of it. I wasn't too happy about it, to be honest with you, but oh well. Trying to remember the name of it. I can't remember off the back. But eventually, freaking, it's a recent change, and same thing too, like Harry Reid International, that was formerly known as McCarran Airport. The reason they changed, they're finding out that basically on conduct. Former Senator Harry Reid was a boxer, was born in Boulder City, Lincoln, Boulder City. When I was reading this, I saw the coincidence sending me over to the Lincoln Scottsdale Road Bank. Having a trainer for a week is still FBI arms instructor there. Yeah, I'll probably tell you about the spring imprint scar on one of his eyelids. If I can remember exactly his position, just like I was saying, the position when shaking someone's hand, when I had explained it, uh, when we had taken that picture upon, when Marco came back from tour, time of the year, that's what I was trying to determine if what style was I really into between greasy, rebel, thrasher, gothic, to just eventually, you go out there and you have a good physique, so you could wear whatever you want and you look decent, uh, formidable, and that's the thing. You're in top shape. Nobody messes with you, and if they do, it's going to take a lot of cunningness. Just like now, just kind of clarify all this because I took the good over the bad any day, and that day when Marcos came back from tour, 82nd Airborne and his father, 101st Airborne, the Cortez uh, military family. I'm not gonna lie, I ain't got nothing against any of them. I just hate being reminded, or someone trying to give credit to someone else. And that was the start of Fabulous Confusion for that sole reason. And I told you guys already how it started. Finding a fabulous cutting out sheet of paper, just a piece of a sheet of paper, just cut out, said fabulous, and was traced out. Uh, Found it on the ground underneath Jesse's desk. Jesse, yeah, man, she had it up to here, hearing that name so much, and I wish I could have done more for Lawrence back in those days because of the simple fact that that's all I had to say was, "Hey man, can you come here for a second?" Oh, we should have just waved Laura. Like she all signal me. Like as soon as she gets called the B word, some black female, no for instance, let Jasmine Hurd down. Off on the low, be like, "Bitch," uh, and she'd call me over. She'd call me, and she'd wave, and I'd go in there. My plumpy ass, freaking balls fucking hanging, all bouncing and shit. It's funny. This calls the Plump Brothers at the ballpark, among other names. That's just between Aaron and my brother when we every time we'd weigh ourselves. By 103, this stand Desert Enterprise Inc. Great lemonade, just like that Mountain Dew, Sparks of Blunts now. Oh, so if you think about it, her being shard, but there's a carbon copy of it, so determining from the two who is the original and who is the Bishop. Well, reality. Oh, it's known as shard. Yeah, smell like Chardonnay. Yeah. Damn, my brother, man, I don't understand, man. Fucking baby sister. Some of the names. Speaking of Chardonnay, yeah, called her Zuri. And I can remember my ex. She actually mentioned her, so freaking I mentioned her. But not because I have to, because I like to. I like to incorporate the good, just like the bad. Believe it or not, at one point we're definitely a power couple where freaking everywhere I'd go, even if they would notice me on a bad day, at least he'd go home to mom with a crown of pillows, the softest pillows you'd ever find yourself laying on. He probably goes home to his mama and weeps. A couple times, the guys recognize for at Bank of America Temple 314 corporate site. They're another seen them all for Arroyo, Ricky Ball, Lewis, Venegas, and Philly. This Roman Rojas is considered an ambassador. The corporate sites go to different ones. That's cool there. Oh, he once told me to. It's as far as you want to push yourself. So just remembering the start of Fast Confusion. That's having a good attitude. Oh man, when he bumped heads, fucking everyone there bumped heads. Stevens, Herrera, she's Salvadorian. She got pissed. She didn't like my joke. I had told her about that on the trains, coming over 3 times through where someone ended up getting propped up and tossed out the third level. Glad. Reality, you know, try to remember the durability of Superman when he says faster than a speeding bullet, or I'm trying to remember how it goes exactly. Just I'm trying to remember. Oh, the new name of that fort out there in Georgia. Uh, Man. I'm trying to remember if I can remember. Well, anywho, clarifying all this, but we got to come back pretty soon. And let's see. Now I forgot what I was gonna freaking tell you guys about. I know this is the start. I mentioned a few heads, be mechanized from. Then a couple times I go to different restaurants like Thirsty Lion, for instance, Temple Marketplace. Like going there, especially because of the simple fact that's where I used to work towards that area. It's concentrics there too. Who would have thought I would have ended up back near where at one point, if I would have just waited out at Rockwell Automation, this Officer Torr speaking, you know, how things would have been instead of returning back to the banks. He told me, Lawrence Paulo, why don't you just hang in there when the officer's under investigation? I saw myself the back, that's probably Proud Chester, probably looking down, you know, freaking, how can I put this? He had us look down, catches, oh man, if you catch my drift, yeah, to see if they catch his drift, basically. So they smirk or anything, you know, he follows up, so that's how it is a bunch of times. He get lucky there, and, oh, well, that's the mention, there you go. So, my wife, so my ex actually, just, my cousins, set out to be a lawyer, want to be a judge. Anything's possible, I guess you have the right attitude, but my brother called my younger sister Zuri, as opposed to, bitch, but yeah, you know, you think of the carbon copy to freaking what you end up eating as carbon. Yeah. That makes you smell like Chardonnay now. Oh, and just trying to remember that name off someone, off one of the Death Row records. Freaking this Chardonnay, man, I don't know, something rhyming on the ski to, you know, it's just funny to hear the W balls, and just like, you know, but yeah, you know, we tip ourselves on a scale, the ballpark, and it would categorize us plump based on your height and weight. So that's just the standards, basically. Man, you think of this generation and what's being fed, what they're being fed is genetically engineered meats. But like I said, we're gonna have to conclude this on our next episode. So the fact that it's approaching that time, you know, for a lot of things could happen that it's not in our favor. So I definitely don't want to exceed the max. So I definitely reach out back to you guys and try to clarify all this. And you know, freaking still trying to understand if it's based off it is you formulate an opinion off the seconds, just like Lawrence Pablo. I used to be a BP in Las Vegas. As soon as I told him that, Lucian, get him uniform. I came back that same day, if I can remember. I got in real good shape though too, going there, polo shirt tucked in, some jeans, just like when I'd go to Shooters World. I had always worn this white and black striped polo shirt tucked in. Through some Dockers with just some jeans. This white, this blue, and even in Vegas I had this Aeropostale blue, navy blue, dark blue polo shirt that when I received my vest that was measured by John Simon Bank Counting to Tim Wells, one of the two, I'm trying to remember exactly, signed off for it. But I took the bus, believe it or not. I had just recently wrecked my 04 Honda Civic EX Plus, like I said, alloy rims, standard, fully loaded, BMW custom rear bumper. And it was right after standing post at a B of A, or kind of Pecos. You know, well, one bad day, freaking not having a mirror, what turned out to be to just had to get on the phone with John Simon, and you know, not fair to him. So yeah, like I was telling you guys, we got to conclude this. But taking the bus all the way to Sunset Station, taking the wife and the broski. So I'm there, you know, for my wife's protection, and man, we got good rep from that. But yeah, this Samuel Hicks on that Fabulous Fire. And Friday evening, Oh,